In one of my QHHT sessions, my client was shown a lifetime on another planet where the city she lived in had consciousness, and the city itself, along with the people that lived there, worked actively to raise their own vibration to the point that they became invisible, with the purpose of moving on to a new experience and to learn more.
I'm in an amazing city. It's almost like circular. It's almost like spheres. You see big round spheres. I don't see cars, I see trees, but I see almost like railways. I don't want to say futuristics, but maybe that would make sense. Just it's bright, it's light, and people live in more like houses round, and these roundness are cylindrical, almost like glass, and huge. Could be sections of the city. It's energy, it's great.
How do you feel here?
I feel good. I feel like this is where I live, this is home.
Describe yourself.
I'm slender. I don't really know what I'm wearing. A suit, maybe. Some type of bodysuit. I don't know.
What color is it?
Silver, gray. My hands look fine. No jewelry.
How many fingers do you have?
5. The city is like you can go where you want to go.
How do you go?
Think about it.
So you think about it and you go. You're there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, yeah.
Tell me about your personality.
Pleasant, honest. I'm not a scientist. I work with energy. Part of energy. But the city is energy. It's all energy. It's like working with vibration, because the city, it functions on vibration. So maybe I'm part of the engineering, all right, holding it together.
So tell me a bit about your facial features.
Just kind of head is bigger and then goes in and is smaller toward the chin, and large eyes.
What color?
Dark. That's all I can say is dark. No ears. Small mouth and slender.
Look at your skin.
Gray. Kind of like the suit and the skin all go together in a way, huh? But I'm going into like an area. I need to be, the guy that looks kind of like me has on black. He's taller. I feel like he's in charge. Stand and I focus. I focus on, seems like light, maybe light.
Coming from?
My brain. All right, and I feel like there's a sphere in the center, and I think that our job is to make sure that this sphere turns, and it always turns, and it needs energy to do that, and that energy radiates and helps the city. The city runs on that.
So the sphere that's turning provides energy?
But we are the balance. We balance that energy. If there's an imbalance, then we apply energy, because the energy goes out. It's like a big ball. It's almost like pink quartz. So if you picture a globe and it's supported in a ring, and this thing spins, spins and spins and spins, and we monitor or add to that energy.
Does the sphere spin fast or slow?
Fast.
Have you ever touched it?
No, because touching it affects energy, affects the vibration. You don't need to touch it because it radiates out. We only balance that energy.
How close are you to the sphere?
Yeah, I'm in the room. It's like a console area, you know.
How many people are you there?
The guy in black, and I know there's like 2 or 3 others around. They're gray. That suits are gray. Only the one has the black.
Do you do any movements or any gestures with your body, your hands?
No.
Anything? You just stand and focus.
You focus on this spinning, and it balances.
How long do you do this thing?
It's always been there for the city. So as the population grows, there's always a need to balance. You come in, not every day, but seems like I just know that you know when you're needed. I don't know if you're told. I don't know if it's telepathic. I don't know. But you know it's time. And it's like your path to do that. Not everybody does it. This is my job, our job. I've done it for this is my path.
This is what you're meant to do, you mean?
This is what this is what I need to do. Okay. It is a city. People have other things to do, but we hold space, we hold energy.
Allow yourself to feel that energy.
It's warm, it's a whiteness. It's warm, it's strength. It's, I want to say, like a life force. It's the best word.
How do you think of this energy? Do you like it?
I like it. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is good. There's no disharmony. It's good. Everyone works together.
Does it affect you in any way, good or bad?
I think it strengthens, but it's like a sheet.
Yes.
If you picture a sheet of glass, that's the energy. You can't see it, but it goes, and it goes everywhere. We almost know if there's any weakness in this sphere as it turns. So we make sure that it's always balanced, because the city, the people, everything depends on this vibration.
So this is a big responsibility?
Yeah, I'm like an engineer, for lack of a better word.
Have you ever experienced a malfunction of this sphere?
Not a malfunction, because it always spins, but there are weaknesses. It's like, instead of being 100% at 100%, instead of a white light, there may be a darker spot. So that is our job, to bring almost like healing into that spot, to know that it needs energy in order to be brought back up to light.
Wonderful job you're doing. And what is creating that weak spot in the sphere?
I feel when there's not harmony in people, if there's doubt, if there's loss, if there's sadness, maybe.
These will create the weakness in the sphere?
I think that people can, maybe separation from source, then there's not harmony, and that affects this sphere, almost like the sphere is source, but not. This is everyone's energy. Everyone needs to be in harmony. The people in this city, because it is still a city, it's a big city.
So they can influence the sphere?
Yes. Yeah, our job is to keep the elevated, to continually to elevate society, I think is the best word.
And what are you actually elevating?
The vibration.
The vibration.
Because you want harmony. Always harmony. Always learning that we are source.
And are you always, or have you been always successful in this?
Have I always
been successful with raising the vibration of?
No, sometimes I feel extreme, like now for certain sadness, because I cannot always raise it as much as can be, or sometimes I'm touched others' sadness, and I need to stay separated from that in order to do my part to keep it up.
Can you stay away from their energy, their feelings?
I am always attached to energy because my job is energy. So it is focusing always on a higher higher vibration.
Tell me, what are your thoughts when you work with the sphere? How do you actually do? What do you focus on to bring in?
I focus on love. I focus on white light. That would be the best thing. White light, and making sure my vibration stays high enough to work with the others to balance sphere. And that's why I'm in that position.
So you mean that you have this moral obligation to keep your vibration always very high?
Yes. I need to think a certain lifestyle.
To think it?
Yes.
Tell me about it. How do you think it?
To not be, I can't say touched, to know that there's no separation. And if I have to focus on the higher good, thus to always know that the sphere that brings energy, all are dependent on it, and we cannot waver on lowering and feeling loss or sadness. So the job is always to be higher. All right, to focus.
Let me ask you this. Are you focusing on the sphere per se, or are you focusing in your brain?
In my brain. Focus is almost like a clear, almost being void of all thought except light.
Okay.
Because that light, that raises your vibration, and that is what the sphere depends on. It's not that it depends because it self-generates, because the energy comes from everywhere. But we're able to balance, that's what it is, you balance that energy so that what comes in is balanced going out.
How do you know, how do you feel your connection with Source?
Light. Absolute light. It's like looking in your head, your brain, and it is filled with light. And that light you take and you transfer into the sphere.
Does that light ever says anything to you?
Love.
Just love.
That light is love. If there's ever a struggle, it is because we're not balanced. So we must always be balanced. And how you lose balance is allowing any outside energy to bring you down. It's like...
And the love that you feel coming from the light and from the Source, because the light is coming from the Source, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When you feel it's love, is it love for you, or is it love for a larger?
It's love for a larger source. It feels like more like the love is there, but the focus is the energy, the light, because that light needs to go. We need to hold that light because it is absorbed by the sphere, which in turn directs that energy that keeps everything moving.
And when you work with the sphere, do you keep your eyes open or closed?
For me, I close my eyes because for me that's my focus.
You look inwards.
I look inward, yes, otherwise I'm looking at the other. But we all are always aware of each other. It's 4 points. It's 4 of us.
So you being 4 of you, it's kind of balanced, right?
Right.
When do you know you've balanced the sphere to the perfection so you can go?
Your brain. It's like the light, it's gone. I don't know how to describe it. The light, the energy goes in, and it's like it has enough, so you don't need any more. You feel it. We feel it. I don't know how to say it. So you don't need to be there anymore. It's like, I want to say running on empty, but that's not the right word. It spins, and you know when it's time to come in, and almost like a battery, you re-energize it.
Are you happy or content doing this job of high responsibility?
I'm content. There's not loneliness. There is sadness sometimes when I feel those energies, and that's, I need to not let touch me because it affects me. But I am content.
So, would you like to see your life outside of work?
I just feel like that this is kind of where I am. I see myself walking, and it's more walking to take in like the beauty of the city and how everything runs. I see trees like a lemon green, lime greens, more like you see in a sketch. They're not huge, big oak trees. They're more like architectural rendition of a tree. Mm-hmm. And it's not a lot of people, and some people, interesting, it's like some energy are beings, but you don't see them. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Not everything has form.
Interesting, but you're able to sense them.
Yeah, I just walk around.
If you were to put a name on them, what would they be? Those beings that are invisible to the eye.
I would say for us they would be people, but it's maybe higher sources. Mm-hmm. It's like...
Can you communicate with them?
Yes, everything is telepathically when they want to communicate too. It is... The city is learning to raise its vibration. And once everyone has learned to raise their vibration, then it will be an invisible city, because they don't need to have form, because you don't need form. So those beings that have reached a higher vibration,
they used to be like you, right? You have physical
right,
form.
I have form, they don't have form.
So most of the people of the city are like that?
No, most are me.
Unless physical are them. But that's the purpose, to become the invisible.
To become. It's almost like the city, planet, whatever it is, needs to, that's their calling. They need to raise.
What color is your sky?
Kind of a white blue, more white.
The light coming from?
The right.
What is this?
I would say it's like a sun, but there's no sun. I don't see, it's just a uniformness of this whitish blue. It's not hot, it's not cold.
Do you have day and night?
No.
Do you ever sleep?
I don't think so.
Do you eat anything?
I don't feel I do.
How do you recharge?
Energy.
Where do you take the energy from?
My head. The energy is this cylinder, and I think our vibration as energies, as engineers, is higher, and we help spread through the cylinder, the crystal, the energy to everyone else.
But the light generates in your brain.
Yeah.
And the light in your brain, does it come from anywhere?
It must come from source.
So you have direct connection to source.
I feel I do, but I don't know why I'm still physical. But I am. Maybe my job is this, to stay physical. But we are learning. Everyone knows this is the goal. Because once this is done, then we are free to move on, to learn more.
So I want you to be in a moment when you're working with the pink quartz sphere that's spinning, right? Go back to your work.
All right.
And I want you to focus on your brain, the light that's coming, so you support the sphere. I want you to tell me, how do you feel the energy of the source?
I feel like heat that comes into my brain. It just comes through.
Through the top of your head?
I think through the top of my head. And it stays in this area. And it's like this brightness, this light, this heat. It comes in. Maybe the four of us work together to have this light, this energy, connect to each other. So it's circular.
It goes around the sphere.
It goes around the sphere.
So you actually sustain the sphere from this circle that you're creating amongst all of you.
Mm-hmm. So if there's a darkness or a weakness, you can feel it. So it's like anything we focus, it's almost like focusing light on that spot.
And you said you were healing it. How do you do that?
You focus, and it's like sending light to that spot, and then that raises that vibration higher, so that as it spins in, it's a light. The light is a white light versus a darker light, and the sphere feels all energy.
Do you think the sphere is actually a physical one, or is just an energy ball?
It's an energy ball, but for us, it is solid. Okay, the fact that it spins by energy. There's no tubes, there's no lines, there's no electricity. It's suspended. There is a round track. Like if you take a globe, or we have a globe sometimes, and there spins, it's like that. It sits in this ring.
Are you on the ring?
I'm outside the ring. And it spins. It's almost like independent, just...
It goes on.
Fast.
Do you ever get a message from Source for yourself?
No, because the Source is needed to run the sphere, to balance the sphere for all. But we're a conduit because we can hold the energy or the light when it's needed.
How are you different than other people that you can hold that vibration?
Maybe because we have more connection to Source, or maybe we're higher in our raising our vibration closer to the light beings. And my job is to be there until I too can be a light being. We all know we are to be light beings at some point. It's almost like being created for the job. We all know vibration, so we know when someone is a higher vibration or a lower vibration. I have higher, and so having higher is for the good of the people. If that makes sense. It's about the others, but it is about me, and that I can do what I need to do. I always focus on light.
Would you please clarify, what was it? Was it a city or a planet?
It's a city and a planet. It's not here.
Are they in our galaxy?
Yeah.
Same solar system?
I see same in the future.
Would you like me to make it public?
It can help others only in learning that all must work together. To know there's no separation, and separation is what causes problems through the brain, through the mind, to allow light to come in.
If you were to convey a message to the people, how can they find that connection again?
Love. They need to find love. They need to learn to love and let go of materialism, let go of the importance of things versus joy and love in the heart. And now there's no separation. So it's like clearing the mind of clutter.
How do you make yourself feel love?
When the vibration, or you embrace light, then light fills your body with love. Light raises the vibration. And when you raise the vibration, you feel Source. And Source is love.
Now, where should people look for the light?
Inside their heart. The dependency on physical versus felt, the invisible. Knowing that what you cannot see is just as real as what you can see. Then some will continue to experience the physical until they reach the point that they understand that there is an unseen world of vibration. It is always there. It is never hidden. the job is not to help everyone. Those that are ready will go, will learn, will embrace. Those that are not will learn elsewhere.
I see.
But everybody learns.
Thank you.
That some are connected to Source and some are not. And she cannot heal all wounds. And she cannot heal everyone that comes into her life. She must focus on her advancement more than anything. That is the priority.
Any chances the Earth will become like that planet in the future?
Only if we raise our vibration.
Collectively or individually?
Collectively. Because no matter what, Earth will ascend or elevate, and there's much darkness. So the look into the future or the other dimension shows the physical side by side with the invisible, so to speak. That was the plan of Earth, and it's not there. There is much darkness, much fear, and the fear holds down. One person can be the energy of many. The 4 people held the energy of a whole city, while the city worked individually to raise themselves.
Like the city itself as a collective had a consciousness that knew how to raise its own vibration.
Yes, just as Earth needs its consciousness, and even though the people are on it, the consciousness still needs to be raised individually. If you look at Earth as an individual, no matter what, that consciousness still has to be raised, whether we go or don't go.
She is raising her vibration.
Yeah, so maybe that dimension is an example of what could be, and they too raise their vibration. You have physical and invisible.